Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this? I think it's messed up. I think X is blowing up. Yeah, so far that's what it looks like over here. Hmm, it is a beautiful mess right now. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I was hoping to get a little bit of pregame in there, but I'm not thinking it's going to happen. I'm not able to even pull this thing up. How's it going, Ugly Truckling? Let's see. Yeah, we're trying. We're trying. It's a little difficult right now. So what I may have to do is hijack somebody else's stream. So we're gonna see if we can somebody's got this thing up and running. It looks like everybody's having the same issue. Looks like everybody's having the same issue. Yeah, it used to be young. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Now the stream isn't over here tonight. The most exciting part's gonna be over in Valhalla's. I'll post a link up in there. Hey, Boosh, what is up? How is it going? Just trying to get this thing in. It broke the internet. They have broke the interwebs. They have broken the interwebs. Hey, Jack Black. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We're trying to get it all up and running. Doesn't look like it's happening. I mean, it is right now, it is locked up like crazy. Can't even get this thing happening. You keep swirling on your end. It's a possibility. We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, there's some shenanigans afoot right now. Shenanigans afoot. You're playing in Flux's realm. Oh, nice. It's nice, nice. Yeah, it looks like everybody's having the same issue. Nobody's able to get in there or see anything. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Looks like it's crashed hard. This is one way of stress testing something, though, isn't it? Oh my. Oh my. And link a new tab. It is. Oh man. It looks like everybody's having the same issues. It is not just me. Let's see. I think there's just so many people viewing it right now. System can't handle it. I mean, it is crazy. Is our government killing the internet to silence Elon and Orange 45? I think so. I think that's exactly what they're doing. Is everybody is trying to get in on this. Yeah, it is. It is so messed up. You're at 144 and still every 10 seconds or so F this. Yeah. Yeah, I think they're trying to silence it. They are trying to keep it quiet. They don't want this shown at all. They don't want this shown. Weird as all get out. Let's see. Um, where is pull this one up here. Oh, everything is all of Twitter is frozen up. It's not just one thing. It's all of Twitter. But Kamala is ahead in the polls. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we believe that. Yeah, like all of Twitter is locked up. Like I can't get anything to play on there. Like it is so jacked right now. Crazy. That is crazy. Hmm. Uh, yeah, Kamala is ahead in the polls, big time. Oh, so big time. Wow. Imagine Twitter is freaking out because this has got to be the largest amount of people that they have viewing at any one point in time. This has got to be just breaking it. Yep, everyone's saying can't access it. Anyone able to listen says unavailable, not working for me. Let's go. Pretty sure Elon Trump has officially broken the internet. A whole bunch of people can't get in here or any other spaces. About to be the biggest space of all time. I think this already broke the internet. Not working. Can't get on either. Unavailable. Oh my God. This is awesome. Awesome. Here, I'll show you guys. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. This is what we've got. This is what we got. Like, details not available. Seems overloaded. I can't access. Hodge twins. Anyone else not able to listen? Not working for me. Let's go. Pretty sure Elon and Trump have officially broken the internet. A whole bunch of people can't get in there or any other space. Is about to be the biggest space of all times. I think it broke the internet. Not working. Can't get on either. Unavailable. Getting this. Anyone else? The space is unavailable. Get in here. Sure, the space is open. Yeah, 54,000 people joined the space. We can't even get in there. Unable to fetch space. Not working. Unable. X crashing on your phone. Now we go back and get this. Ah. It's even happening to Donald Trump. Ah. Too big to rig 2024. Somebody wrote this spaces. The users on the X platform are about to go through the roof, and I believe this moment could be the beginning of the bitter end for legacy media. Wow. Watch curling match returns. Oh yeah. Someone fooking around. Look at that. The rubber duck's in there. Yeah. Yeah. They're going to be losing a lot of people. Yep. There it is. That's what you got. Unavailable. Space is not available. Oh, this is hilarious. Oh yeah. Host, co-host. 122,000 people join the space. EU is blocking it. Yo, what's up, traveling fools? Yeah, you seeing this? They looks like they broke the interwebs. It looks like they broke the interwebs. Nobody's able to get in. Like if I click on this, it will turn bad. Like it's already doing some funky stuff. Yep. It's kicking everybody out. Wow. Not even Cat Turd could get in right now. That's amazing. Hey, Joe. Kitty Kate. Yeah. Wow. Glad I'm streaming because you couldn't get in. Nobody else can get in. Brian, it's not happening. They done broken the internets. They done broken the internets. What do you want me to do? We go over here to his, and he's got the spaces open. Here, I'll show you what I'm looking at. So he's got spaces open. If I click on that, it'll just turn the screen gray. Like that. See? And there's nothing you can do. You can't click on anything once you do this. Good thing Elon he fired everyone there, right? Probably because this probably never would have happened had he done this. Had he not fired him, it probably would have done it earlier this morning and crashed everything out. And it's not just Twitter. This particular Spaces, it's all of Twitter. All of Twitter is having issues with this right now. Like big time. Like you go to any other stuff and trying to pull things up and it's just jacked. Like space takes too much time to get anywhere. I'm watching it on Tesla channel. Oh, okay. Let's see. Let's pull up Tesla. Is that on the YouTubes? Hey, Roxanne. Tesla channel. Copy. That the YouTube Tesla or the Twitter Tesla? Tesla channel here on YouTube. Okay. Let's see. Tesla. Crypto investor. Let's see if we've got it. Let's see if we've got anything. Page 5. I've got something that's prior to that. I'm not seeing it. Live interview. No, Bitcoin. Let's see. That one's down. That one's down. A lot of these are just scam sites. Yep. All of them are just scam sites. Just click live, it'll pop up. No, I'm telling you, these are a bunch of scam sites. That's what all these are. Here, I'll show you. Yeah, share screen. Share the screen. See? All the live right here. Got that one, got this one, this one. These are all live and they're all scams. See, right there? That one's a scam. Yep. Yeah, none of these are coming up. I'm not turning on to these. Got Harris takedown. Another one that says Tesla, but this is, you can see it's a fake one because it's got a little Bitcoin scam thing there. And let's see if
I don't know if this is correct.
He does,
but people are noticing that it's hitting a wall like 100.
Yep. Tesla US, more scam right there. Another one, another scam. I just report them. Report. Spamming or misleading. Report. That's it. Every time I see one of those, I just pull it up. Yep, this is another one. Scam report. Yeah. Elon Musk interviews Donald Trump. Yeah, these guys are trying to pull it up and nobody else is able to get it either. Damn fool. Yeah, those are mainly just scam sites. So not good. Not good. We're just waiting to get this thing to load up. It may not, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Fresh. Go back. We'll look at entertainment guaranteed. Oh, this is hilarious. Oh boy. Yeah, it's having some big issues. Really bad issues. But that's okay. I'll cover it tomorrow if I'm not able to get it tonight. I'll cover it tomorrow. That's sort of the way it goes. Looks like it's delayed for another 20 minutes. Hey, they're fools. No, it's live right now. There's over 144,000 people in there right now. But that's as much as they can get in. Hey, Miami. Nothing much happened here. Yeah, it is constant, just nothing there. Let's see. Look for this. I'm gonna see. Let's see what we've got. Anything? Yeah, I'm pulling it up, and everybody's having the same issue. Here. Yeah, it's everybody's having the same issue. Yeah. Elon says DDoS will attack in 1 minute ago. Yeah, I could be doing it. Mess. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get to see any of it. That's the way it's looking. Are you gonna show the interview? Can't. I would love to. I would love to pull up the interview. Nobody's got it going right now. The problem is all of the channel is completely just jacked. Like nobody's got it. Yeah, they just can't handle the workload. Yeah, it's insane. Uh, I'll I'll show you what I can, but there's nothing to see. There really is nothing to see. There we go. Yeah, they've gotten DDoS attacked, cyber attack. Yeah. Yeah, that's what's happened. They've gotten a DDoS attack. That's what Trump is saying. There we go. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Present, share screen, right here. So I'm going to do some system scaling tests. So he's telling you right here. Live conversation with real Donald Trump. Appears to be a massive DDoS attack on X, working on shutting it down. Worst case, we'll proceed with a smaller number of live listeners and post the conversation later. Yeah. So this isn't going to happen. Millions of bots log on and swamp the server. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. They've done it. Cyber attack, millions of bots log on. Yeah. I would show the interview. I really would. But it doesn't look like it's gonna happen. Doesn't look like it's gonna happen. It's gonna be one of those where I have to show something different. Here we go. I'll show you something. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but this is 3 days prior to Biden dropping out.
461 at C break. Everyone who is able to Valley Hospital ER.
Kind of cut out 678. So you said 461 at UMC, and what was the other part?
Don't head straight to UMC. Meet at the Valley Hospital ER parking lot.
678 acknowledged.
So for officers coming to Valley, we're going to meet behind the ER entrance where the ambulances go. There's a little cul-de-sac back there. You'll see me.
Yep. MacTac alert. The building.
Oh yeah.
Area command break. He's in the box squad. Let's get a MacTac alert for the Bolton Area Command in the box squad.
678. I copy that. Again, any available units, come down here to Valley Hospital right now.
Copy. There's about 4 units coming to you right now.
I need more.
Copy that.
678-759. Most of my guys are plain clothes. Can you use this or no?
As long as they are fully decked out in readily identifiable police gear.
All right, copy that. Yeah, I know you got some southeast units coming over, plus you're in the box squad. I need to get all the major intersections with lights shut down from Desert Inn all the way to Russell. So if units could just start calling out what intersections are going to, I think that's going to be used. Let's start with the big ones. Units helping us out with this Frago on the POTUS movement. If you can monitor Event 8 channel, that's where movement will occur.
We got to take this one slow because we don't have a lot of resources to make it work. 685, I copy. We are rolling. On you, sir. Okay, everybody. Just keep in mind, safety, safety, safety. If it doesn't look good, don't do it. Call it out so we can slow things down more. But we got to make sure we keep this safe. So be careful as you hit these intersections. Let's make sure we do this safely.
Yeah.
No one gets hurt.
Downtown's asking, do we know if the Secret Service has drones flying over the stratosphere right now?
So here's the thing. This is Las Vegas Police Department radio transmission, July 17th, 2024. Okay. So this is 3 days before Biden dropped out. Remember, he was in Las Vegas doing a promoting, his presidency, telling people he was just fine. And then 3 days later, he dropped out of the race.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Copy.
Let's verify. Where's that drone at?
It's stratosphere. It's flying 2,500 feet.
644, all my units at the airport, be advised. The motorcade is at Air Force One, so just hold your road closure until I tell you otherwise.
Control 302. I just want to let everybody know, great work out there. We put that together ad hoc. Appreciate all the resources coming over. You guys did a fantastic job that looked like we had planned it for weeks. So great job, everybody. If I can just ask everybody to please just stand by until we get the plane off the ground, and then we can go ahead and secure those units.
644, all my airport units, be advised. Motorcade is leaving Air Force One. I'll advise you when they start taxiing.
Yeah. Yeah. That was another thing that they didn't want you to hear about. Just like this guy right here. Don't want you to hear about this. Yeah.
That piece of shit stuck in.
Yeah, that guy right there stabbed a little girl. I already previewed it, so I knew they weren't going to report it on this right after it happened. Everyone called her a liar and conspiracy spreader. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Like there's so many people having issues getting into any spaces that's happening right now. It is like serious issues going on. It is in bad shape. They're still working on getting the problem solved. They tested the system. So they tested the system with 8 million viewers earlier today. All right, here we go. All right, I think I got it. Here it is. Here we go. We got it. This is it right here. So let's see what we got. It's right now it's just music. You can hear that, right? You're in the space, your wife called you in from the kitchen to ask you what you wanted for dinner and got kicked out. Oh. I'm listening right now. There's 452,000 other listeners. Holy crap. Or 526,000. Damn. Hey, Hal. How you doing, brother? Good. Long time no see. Hope you're doing well, man. We'll see what happens. What happens. But I do have a hard shut off at about 9:20. I have a hard shutdown where I'm going to be sending you guys over to another place where the real fun is going to be. Do this real quick. Grab a couple of things here. See if I can get this happening. Recording. It's going to be recording, and I'm going to record this particular piece here. And share screen. And we're going to go ahead and just start recording it. Here we go. So if I have to leave, I can record it for tomorrow. White Rabbit and left doesn't believe in the people that have the right to vote. They believe the only people that have the right to vote is in the elite. It's true. Very true. That's very true. Hey, Aisha Young and Roxanne, Wesley. Good to see you. Yeah, they should be coming up here shortly. I will grab myself a nice ice cold beverage, and I will be right back while you guys are full. So, what do you have for dinner? I had rainbow trout for dinner. Nom, 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 nom. What's up, Tinkle Tats? Good to see you. Deleted your ex, but made a re-ex. Awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome. All right, I'll be right back. Give me just a second. I gotta go do a couple of things. Trying to make sure everything is up and running. So just bear with me real quick. For some reason, that noise. Doesn't sound good. Feels like a pump on my computer's acting funky. So you guys hearing anything right now? Because I'm not hearing jack squat. Could just be me too. Could be me. Let me see. Nope, it is working. Nothing. Yeah, there's nothing I could do. It was glorious. I had eggplant parm and chicken, sausage, a bed of noodles and peppers with a side of mashed taters. Oh, that sounds good. I had trout with couscous, zucchini, parmesan, uh, on the side, just all mixed in together, like a pretty good mixture. It was glorious. Now everyone is just waiting. Yeah, we'll see. It may start working. It may not. I don't know. We'll see. Shall see what happens. Hopefully we get some sound up and happening here shortly. Wow, I'm all the way up here at the very top. Look at that. Not special. We'll see. We'll see what happens. 948,000 people listening right now. I was just waiting. This is gonna be wild. What is couscous? It's a what do you call it? Like a noodle. Except small. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty tasty. Might want to try it. Cooks a little bit faster than rice. Like some pearl couscous is usually a good way to go. Okay. Yeah. Good. My wife had a dish where she would get like this prepackaged couscous, like this really small couscous, and she would make a box of that with some a can of diced tomatoes and chicken that she had like one of those rotisserie chickens that you can get like at Publix or something like that. And you just tear it up into small pieces, just sort of like a pulled chicken, and would mix that in with the couscous and be like a meal for like 4 or 5 nights. Ate 2 Nutter Butters. Y'all need to step up your game. Damn, ugly truckling. That's harsh. I said, do need to step up my game if that's what you're having. Man, this is bad. It's not gonna be playing for us. Feel like I'm disappointing you guys. I'm disappointing you. I was hoping this thing would come up before I had to head out of here and we'd be able to watch a good portion of it. But who knows? Somebody had to go screw my night up. It's okay. It's okay. It'll be I'll end up covering it tomorrow if they're not able to get this thing up and running. That's just the way that it goes. I don't stress these things too much. It is what YouTube and the internet is.
All right, hello everyone.
There it goes.
My apologies for the late start. We unfortunately had a massive distributed denial of service attack against our servers, and
Cool.
saturated all of our data lines. Like basically hundreds of gigabits of data were saturated. We think we've overcome most of that, and so it's now time to proceed. But as this massive attack illustrates, there's a lot of opposition to people just hearing what President Trump has to say, and but I'm honored to have this conversation. I want to emphasize it's a conversation, and it's really intended to just get a feel for what Donald Trump is just like in a conversation. It's hard to catch a vibe about someone if you just don't hear them talk in a normal way. And when there's an adversarial interview,
This is gonna be
like
good.
no one's themselves in an adversarial interview. And this is really aimed at kind of open-minded, independent voters who just trying to make up their mind. So you can understand like what is what is it just like to have a conversation. So Honored Donald, great to speak. We had a great conversation yesterday. As you mentioned yesterday, if we could just record that conversation and post it, it would have been excellent. And I hope we can have something like that today.
Well, I think we will. I'm pretty sure we will. And congratulations, because I see you broke every record in the book with so many millions of people, and it's an honor. We view that as an honor. And then you do want silencing of certain voices. Usually those are voices that have something to say that are constructive, oftentimes constructive.
Right.
And so we have to consider it an honor. But congratulations on breaking every record in the book tonight. That's great.
Well, thank you. Well, I mean, maybe we could start off with, the assassination attempt, which was an incredible thing. And I have to say that, your actions after that assassination attempt were inspiring. You, instead of shying away from things, instead of ducking down, you were pumping your fist in the air and saying, fight, fight, fight. And I think that's, the president of the United States represents America, and I think that is America. That is strength under fire, and so that's a big part of the reason why I was excited to endorse you as the president of the United States for having another term here. Is that was just incredibly inspiring. But what was it like for you?
Not pleasant. I have to be honest. I said there was blood. I had more blood. I didn't know I had that much blood. The doctors later told me that the ear is a place that is a very bloody place if you're going to get hit. But in this case, it was probably the best alternative you could even think about, because it went at the right angle, and it was a hard hit. It was very. I guess you would say surreal, but it wasn't surreal. I was telling somebody, you have instances like this, or like a lot less than this, where you feel it's a surreal situation. And I never felt that way. I knew immediately that it was a bullet. I knew immediately that it was at the ear.
Yeah.
And because it hit very hard, but hit the ear. And I also heard people shout, bullets, bullets, get down, because I moved down pretty nicely, pretty quickly. And we had bullets flying right over my head after I went down. So I'm glad I went down. The bigger miracle was that I was looking in the exact direction of the shooter. And so it hit me at an angle that was far less destructive than any other angle. So that was the miracle. That was, for those people that don't believe in God, I think we got to all start thinking about that. You have to, I'm a believer now. I'm more of a believer, I think, and a lot of people have said that to me. A lot of great people have said that to me, actually. But it was amazing that I happened to be turned just at that perfect angle, and all because I put down a chart on immigration that showed that the numbers were so great. I love that chart even more
maybe
now.
it's a sign. Maybe that's a sign.
It's an immigration sign.
You highlighted a serious issue, and at that moment.
That's right.
The bullet missed your, hit your ear, but missed your head.
The amazing thing is that the sign, I said, bring down that sign on immigration, and it was literally about an eighth of a second where it would be good, and after that it was going to be a disaster, no matter which way you were facing. But it just had that perfect angle, which was exactly at this shooter. Very sad situation. Such a sad situation. As you know, we lost somebody that was great, Corey, who a firefighter, a great gentleman, a great Trumper. He was just a fantastic family and a fantastic man. And a friend of mine came up, Elon, and said, I'd like to give the family some kind of help. And I said, that's great. He said, do you mind? I said, I don't mind at all. And he wrote out a check for $1 million, gave it to the wife. And, she said, this is really nice, but I'd rather have my husband back, which is a nice thing for somebody to say, to be honest. She's great. The family is great. And we raised a lot of money for them, and for two other gentlemen are unbelievable people also. They were hit really badly. They thought they were not going to make it, and they did. the doctors in
Yes,
the
Mr.
Butler
Dreger.
area, I tell you, they were
Fresh
incredible. They saved the
Dreger,
two,
if easy.
and they were really hit tough, both of them equally. And we thought
Yeah.
my first question was because I heard bullets flying over me. I said, "How many people were killed?" Because we had a massive crowd there, a tremendous
Yeah.
thousands and thousands of people, and there was no land. I mean, it was all people. So I said, "How many people have been killed?" Because I knew there were other shots being fired,
Sure.
and they said, "We don't know yet, but some people have been badly hurt." And I have to give the Secret Service sniper, they call him, or sharpshooter, but sniper,
Yeah.
because he didn't know there was a problem. He's an extraordinary shot, obviously, and he didn't know there was a problem.
Yeah,
He
he
was
did.
able to pick it all out within 5 seconds, and he used one bullet from very far away, I guess probably about 400 yards. The shooter was 130. But he
1
was on
million
the
Yeah.
people
he was on
listening
the
right
opposite
now.
side of the field and the podium, and he saw the smoke and the flame from the gun, immediately recognized it, and immediately took a shot. And it was one perfect shot from very far away. And if he didn't do
Yeah.
that, Elon, he would have. I mean, if he would have, a lot more people could have been
Sure.
badly hurt and killed. So
Yeah.
I have to
Absolutely.
take my hat off to him, because that's also a surreal. You know, he's been with them for 23 years, and
Yeah.
he's never had anything like this. And all of a sudden, he has to act, and it's a very tough thing to
Sure.
act and to be shooting somebody. But he saw the gun, saw the smoke, saw the flame from the gun, very far away. I obviously has very good eyes. He's got very good vision, which I assume you
Yeah.
have to have in that particular work. But he took
Absolutely.
aim very quickly, and they say it was approximately 5 seconds from long range,
Yeah.
one bullet. If that didn't happen, because
Yeah.
the shooter had a lot of bullets, he had a lot of cartridges up
Sure.
there with him, so
Well,
could have been very.
I mean that's clearly he was very competent in taking that shot to stop the attempted assassination. But I mean that does seem to be I mean
Shot
some
that
pretty
deliverance
significant
manager kid
failings
looking Democrat.
elsewhere in the system. Like there's just no way that like how on earth does a shooter get on a roof 130 yards away? That
Oh, yeah.
seems crazy. I think most people people are wondering how on earth could such a thing happen?
Well, you know, I view it as two ways. There should have been nobody on the roof. There were people,
Yeah.
because there were so many tens of thousands of people there. There were people that were seeing him, and there was one woman with a red shirt and
Right.
Trump all over
I
it,
saw
and
the video.
she's screaming, "That guy's got a gun!" You know, you saw it probably. There's a
No, I
guy
saw the
up there
videos.
with a
I
gun.
mean, it's like I'm just I guess I mean for my part, and I think probably many members of the public are wondering how the heck are basically people wondering by pointing out there's a guy on the roof with a gun.
Yeah.
Well, thank you,
As they're
Tony. I
seeing it,
appreciate
but
it.
somehow
We had a great time
it's
doing
not
that.
being addressed. That does seem
Yeah,
crazy.
well, they're going to learn from this. The
It was
communication
blast.
between the local police, who sort of had an idea, and then ultimately a man lifted himself up to the roof, could barely do it because he was pulling himself up, and
Yeah.
he saw the man with the gun. The man with the gun pointed the gun at him. He thought he was probably going to get shot, but he was like pulling himself up, and because of that, he couldn't get to his gun, and he fell down. Actually, very badly hurt his leg, his ankle.
Oh,
I hear very badly,
Okay.
but he fell down, and he did. From what I understand, he did say, "There's a guy up there with a gun," and the shooting started very quickly after that. I think it forced the shooter to go maybe quicker. He was supposed to be a very good shot.
Yeah.
My sons, Don and Eric, they can't believe what happened, but they said from 130 yards, a bad shot would hit that target almost every time. They said it's like in golf,
Yeah.
sinking a 2-foot putt.
Yeah. It's not a
No,
tough shot.
it's not a long shot. The Secret Service person had the long shot. He had triple the
Yeah.
distance actually. So it was a terrible thing. Look, it's hard. I have to say this about the Secret Service. When I went down, And I went down based on, I think, their screaming, but other people also, because people saw this happen. You had so many people. One of the miracles was that nobody ran. I mean, if a gun goes off, the crowd
Yeah.
control people
Mhm.
showed us this. When guns go off, and it does happen in stadiums at a soccer match or some kind of a match, everybody flees. They call it a stampede, like cattle. But everybody, and a lot of
Yeah.
people get killed with those stampedes. We had
Sure.
more people than you'd have at some of these matches or these games, and nobody left. You had a small group behind us in the grandstand, and that was full. And you look at it as it was taking place, and normally they'd be running. They didn't leave. They saw that I was hurt. They saw a lot of blood, and they saw that I went down. And it's almost like they wanted to be with me. Well, out front, you had thousands, tens of thousands of people. As far as the eye could see, you had people in Butler, as far as the eye could see, and
Yeah.
and a lot of press too. There were many cameras on watching this. It's what makes it so different, because normally things happen that aren't good, but you never have a picture of it. Here we have all these cameras shooting it, so sort of amazing. But one of the interesting things was that you didn't have anybody flee. You didn't have anybody stampede.
Sure.
Nobody. And there were some people behind me. They stood up and they're looking like, I mean, I tell you, you want to have them in a foxhole with you. I want to meet some of those people,
Sure.
because
Sure.
it's so different from what you heard. But so I was down. But the Secret Service
Yeah.
guys, there were bullets flying right over my head. You could hear them go whizzing, and
Yeah.
these guys
Oh,
came jumping on top of me, and a young lady, Kate, would jump. They moved so fast, and let me tell you, that took tremendous courage. Now there was a lack of coordination. There was, obviously everybody understands that that building should have been covered, and
Yeah. I mean,
that was
I
the
think
big
that,
thing.
like,
hey,
looking at
Miami
the
Spice.
aerial views, that building would be like the #1 spot for a sniper. I mean, it's like if you were to pick, like, what is the favorite, so if the goal is to assassinate, what's your favorite spot? That building, the
You're
roof of
right.
that building would be #1.
That would have been the spot.
It's like you can ask for a better
No,
location. It's like
no,
#1.
that would have been the spot.
Um,
What people think
yeah.
is when the local policeman, who, by the way, he really he did what he was supposed to do. He couldn't hold on any longer. And then when he got
Yeah.
his head just peeking above, this guy standing there with a gun at his head.
That's
And
so right.
when he fell down, again, hurt his ankle very badly, but he was making the
Thank you.
calls.
Thank you.
But what happened is the firing took place very soon. So what they
Yeah.
think is that this guy
What I'll do is
ran
I'll
to
be
his site, which he had
be
all
ending
planned
this a
out
little
with
bit
the gun.
early.
He ran to the site and he
And
started
when I end,
shooting fast. And maybe that's
it'll
why
automatically redirect you guys
he,
over there.
well, he sort of missed. I mean, he
Yeah. But
he
as you
got
said,
me, but
you
it
would have
could have
hit.
been
I mean,
a much
yeah.
bigger problem.
But he totally would have hit if you hadn't turned your head. So, like, there was it was a very near thing.
It was a
So,
miracle. If I hadn't
um,
turned my head,
yeah,
I would not be talking to you right now. As much as I like you,
exactly.
I would not.
Yeah.
I would
Well,
not be talking to
I mean, you'd be talking to me from another realm, perhaps.
Yeah, that's
Um,
right. We'd be talking from a
so,
different place. But it was a it was a very terrible experience. The Butler Hospital, they did such a great job. The doctors were so good. Everybody was so good. There was a mistake. If somebody knew, because people were hearing that, there was just a bad feeling that there was somebody was around. You know that story now. It's been pretty
yeah,
well.
yeah,
And
yeah.
if somebody could have said, because they've oftentimes said, like there'd be a lightning storm or something, because I've done, I think, over 300. I think I did a lot more than that, but we did a lot. And oftentimes they'll say, sir, could you wait 10 minutes, please? Sir, could you wait 20 minutes? There's a storm overhead or lightning or something,
Oh,
right?
you.
And
Yeah.
that happens often.
AG.
And this would have been a perfect time for that to have happened, but it
Yeah.
didn't get coordinated. That was the problem.
Well, it
Paula
was
Waits got gifted a
I think,
membership. Susie Lee,
actions
Dawn,
in the
Oki
heat of
Mima.
fire,
I
and
love that name, Oki
like
Mima.
what I found
Lady
admirable
Ryder.
there was that you
All
can't fake bravery on
congratulations,
such
becoming
sense.
new
The courage
members.
is instinctual
Thank
or it
you
is not. It's not a
very much,
rehearsed action.
AG.
And so I just want to say that I think a lot of people admire your courage under fire there. And
Well,
yeah, so
thank you very
yeah,
much. I appreciate it. I didn't think
Nice.
of it. I just wanted to get up and I wanted to stand up. I wanted to let people know, I felt I was good. When they were on top of me, covering me, actually, very much covering me, and very bravely. But I wanted to get up. I said, I want to get up, and they wanted, they have everything there. They wanted stretcher. I didn't like the stretcher, and I knew I was hit in the ear, but I knew I wasn't hit anywhere else. They felt I was hit someplace else because it was such a lot of blood, and they were sure that I was hit someplace else.
Oh, that's
And they
funny.
were saying, "Sir, you were hitting more than the ear." I said, "Nope, I was hit in the ear. I want to get up. Let me get up." And so I got up, and the
Right.
crowd didn't know what to think. I mean, this was so many people, and you could see they were confused. They didn't know what to think. And I wanted to let them know I was okay. It was very
Oh,
important for
that's
me to
easy.
let them know that. And they went wild. You've seen the after. They didn't go wild when I got up because they didn't know, was I alive? You really couldn't tell. When I stood up before the fist in the air, they didn't know if I was alive. Nobody did. And when I put the fist up, they were just relieved and happy and thrilled, and the place went crazy. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It was a
Well,
terrible thing, but it was really amazing.
incredibly moving. Yeah. Well, and I mean, speaking of the sort of slide that got you to turn, that
1.1
saved your
million
life
people
really,
right now.
was the illegal immigration
Right.
slide. Maybe this
That's right.
maybe this is worth talking about that.
It was
that slide saved
you're
your
right.
life,
No,
basically.
the illegal immigration saved my life. You're right, but it was,
Yeah,
and I had to be at
that's
that exact angle.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's a great one. saved by illegal
You know,
immigration.
the incredible
100%.
thing, though, when you talk about the odds, you had to be exactly at that angle. But the incredible thing is that the chart, I used it less than 20% of the time. It was just a moment.
Yeah.
It's always on my left, never my right, and it's always at the end of the speech. So here
Yeah.
we have it. It's on the right, not the left. It's at the beginning, not the end. And even the people that put it up, they were unprepared, and they did a great job. They got it up immediately, fortunately. But I looked to the right, and the bullet came whizzing by, hitting my ear. So it was amazing. But when you think of the odds of that, and
Yeah.
that normally you wouldn't use it. Normally I wouldn't have the thing, and then it
Yeah.
would have been a very different story. It's very much, I say, an act of God. It's a miracle that it happened, and I'm
Sure.
honored by it. I'm honored by it.
Well, what were you about to say about illegal immigration before you were rudely interrupted with
Well,
the
I was
bullet?
going to say how good the numbers were. By the way, we're going back to Butler, and we're going to go
Great.
back in October. We're all
Nice.
set up, and the
That's
people
good.
are fantastic in Butler. It's a great area. Great. These are incredible people. Like the three that, in the case of Corey, killed, and the other two, the families I got to know them a little bit, and the families are great. But we're going back to Butler, and I think I'll probably start by saying, as I was saying, prior to being so horribly interrupted.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, so rudely interrupted by an
yeah,
assassination
so
attempt.
but no, but the chart,
Some people have no manners.
Elon, the chart was just a chart that in my last week we had the
Yeah, that's
best
true, Wanda.
illegal immigration numbers, meaning stopping. It was at the lowest. You've seen the chart. It's become quite a famous chart,
Yeah.
but that was the lowest
Yeah.
point ever recorded. It was a really, I mean, I was very proud of those numbers. And then you see what happened with these people, Kamala and Joe. You see what happened. They just let it go. I had remain in Mexico policies. I had all these different policies that was so good. Guys like Tom Holman and Brandon Judd from Border Patrol. These are all people that they've been on television. They said it's the best numbers we've ever had. We had so many different checks, catch and release in Mexico, not the United. We had catch and release in the United States. We had it in Mexico. We had so many things. We had things where many people come in there, they have contagious diseases. We had everything passed. If you have a contagious disease, I'm sorry, but we cannot allow you into the country. So we were setting literally records, and all I was doing is showing that, and I use it sometimes.
Sure.
And in this case, I'm glad I used it. I can tell you that. But they were fantastic numbers. But I'm going to sleep with that chart always. I'll be sleeping with that chart. That chart was very important for a lot of reasons.
Well, I mean, would it be accurate to say that you're supportive of legal immigration, but we also need to shut down illegal immigration, and especially unvetted illegal
Yes.
immigration, because and that's not the same as saying that everyone who's an illegal immigrant is bad. In fact, I think most people who are illegal immigrants are actually good, but you can't tell the difference unless there's a solid vetting of who comes across the border.
True.
Does that accurately
100%.
represent your position?
I say it
Okay.
very simply. They have to come in legally. They have to be checked.
Yeah.
Because look, Kamala was the border czar. Now she's denying it. Everything that I do, she's
Yeah.
saying she was strong on the border. We're going to be strong. Well, she doesn't have to say it. She could close it up right now. They could do things right now. It's horrible. No tax on tips, and all of a sudden she's making a speech and there will be no tax on tips. I said that months ago. And by the way, they had just the
There you
opposite.
go.
They had not
Look, yeah,
only
for
tax
you.
on tips, but they hired 88,000 IRS agents, and many of them were assigned to go get waitresses and caddies and all of this on tips. They have a policy. They had a
That's awesome,
policy. They were
Diane G. I
really going to
appreciate
go
it.
after you, and were really harassing people horribly. And then all of a sudden, for politics, she says, she comes out with
It's so
what
awesome.
I said, which I think is terrible, and I think it's also hitting them very hard. These people are fake. Now they're also saying they did a good job on the border. We had the worst numbers in
If
the
she's
history of the
anything like
world,
you, then
not
she's
of our
definitely very
country.
classy.
There's never been a country in history that has had a catastrophe like this. We've had, I believe, and I think you believe this too, you hear 12
Yeah.
million, 13. I believe it's over 20 million people came into our country,
Yeah.
many coming from jails, from prisons, from mental institutions, or a bigger version of that is
Yeah.
insane asylums, and many are terrorists. And I'll tell you what, they're coming not just from South America, they're coming from Africa, they're coming from all over the world. They're coming from Asia, they're
Yeah.
coming from the Middle East, they're coming from countries that are stupidly and horribly bombing Israel October 7th. They're coming from all over the world. And you look at, it's so sad, October 7th, because it should have never happened.
Yeah.
It's so sad
Sure.
when you look at Ukraine.
That's
It should have
offended with the
never
left.
happened. We have a
think
defective
Yeah.
government. These are defective people, and they're not people that should be running it. But where you see it the best is the border, because you have millions of people coming in a month, and then she gets up and she tries to pretend like she's going to do something. She had 3.5 years. And by the way, they have another 5 months that they can do something, but they
Yeah.
won't do anything. It's all talk. She's
No.
incompetent and he's incompetent. And frankly, I think that she's more incompetent than he is. And that's saying something, because he's not too good.
Yeah. No, I think it is essential to have a secure border. I mean, you're really not a country unless you have a
Correct.
secure border. And
Secure elections, too.
Yeah, absolutely, secure elections. And so it's just essential to have a real border, or we can't function as a country, and our service, our central services are being overwhelmed in a lot of cities. As we were talking about earlier, I think having a legal immigration process that is smooth and efficient and done well, and speaking as someone who is a legal
Who knows
immigrant,
what they'll try.
and I think I mean, like one way to think of it is, who do you want on your team?
Who knows what they'll try?
Who do you want on Team America? And I think we want to just say, okay, we want to let in people who are gonna, be great contributors to our society and to our economy,
Right.
and and who do you want on the team? And it's not to say that, like in my opinion, actually, I'd say like probably most of the illegal immigrants actually are actually good, hardworking people. That's my opinion. But some are not, and you just have this sort of adverse selection process where,
Well, hopefully they don't.
if somebody's
We always need a good challenge. Keep
if
us on our
somebody's like
toes.
uh, has a career in theft or robbery, I don't understand what's taken them so long to get here.
1.2 million people
Because
watching
we're
right
such a
now.
target-rich environment. I mean, you know, why aren't more people who have a career in, you know, bad things coming here sooner? Because I mean, it's a piece of cake to go rob, you know, houses in LA or New York, compared to other parts of the world. And, in a lot of places in America, if you try to stop the person who's robbing you, you'll be arrested.
Yeah.
So it's
It's
insane.
it's right. I mean, what's
So
happening with
true.
crime, and our police are so good, but they're not allowed to do their job. But I have to tell you, Elon,
They're
I hate
not.
to say it because it's such a downer to say it. I hate to say it. I hate it, but you have a lot of people that just shouldn't be. I think it's a much bigger number than you think. They're
I
allowing,
think you're
again,
right.
they're
Yeah.
allowing people from their jails. And if you were running one of these countries where they're coming from, you would have had all of them. As an
Oh,
example,
thank you
Venezuela,
again, Diane
their
G.
crime is down 72%. They're taking their drug dealers. They're taking, frankly, their prisoners. They're emptying out their prisons. They're taking their criminals, their murderers, their rapists, and they're delivering them into
But
the.
that's what
No, thank you.
Castro did.
Yeah,
That.
well, he
You know,
did on a much smaller scale.
Yeah.
You know, it was a much
That
smaller
was
scale. But
Janice,
this is a
Lady
massive scale because this
Tammy,
is being
Kayla
done
Bird,
worldwide.
Benny
But here's
Morgan,
what's happening:
Paul Amos, all
crime
were
all
gifted.
over the world is down.
Make sure you
And
thank
wait till you see
Diane
the
G.
numbers that we have. You know,
And those
this
of you.
is migrant crime. This is crime that's going to be.
Yeah.
And I saw it today in New York where somebody was knifed with raped the girlfriend of a man that stood there watching in New York in one of the shelters and started
Sure.
pulling out the knives, and bad things happen today. But this is happening every day. These are rough people. These are people that are in jail for
Yeah.
murder and all sorts of things. And they're
For
releasing
lives.
them into our country. And they're telling them, if you come back, we're going to kill you. We're going to give you the death penalty or kill you. So they don't want to come back. But these are rough people.
Yeah.
These are criminals that make our criminals look like nice people. And it's horrible what they're doing. And she's in charge
Oh,
of it because, you know,
thank
now
you,
she's trying
Diane
to say
G.
she
Sure.
had nothing to do with it. And she's such a liar because she was called the border czar the first day, and it was on the headlines of every newspaper.
Well,
She's
I'm
the border
here
czar. And
almost
she
every
never
day.
even
Every
went there. She
day.
went to one location which had nothing to do with where the problem is. You know, she went in and out, I
Right.
guess, because she was getting a lot of pressure,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
had
Million
nothing to do with the
people are
problem
watching
is.
this.
But she was the
Well,
border czar, and people
Yeah. Yeah.
can't allow them to get away with their disinformation campaign. Now she's trying to say that she wasn't really involved, and the whole thing is horrible. She was totally in charge. She could have shut the border down without him. He didn't know what he was doing anyway, so he wouldn't have even known
Yeah.
what happened. You could shut the border down. He
Yeah.
wouldn't even know the difference. But uh, the fact is that she was border czar. But if you don't have to call her
Yes.
that, the fact is you could just call her. She was in charge of the border, and the border was the worst
Right.
ever.
It's simply not working.
No, it's horrible.
Whether it's whether it's a question of intention or competence, either way, we don't have a secure border, and we have people streaming over like it looks like
You.
a World War Z
Yeah,
zombie
Hamilton,
apocalypse
JoJo.
at times. And you know, sometimes you got to sort of wonder, like, is it real or not? So because you see things, you're like, is it real? So I went to the border at Eagle Pass, and I saw for myself in
right.
Texas, and I was like, okay, it's real. I'm like seeing this in real time. I actually
Yeah.
posted the video like
It was
just
very
live.
real.
I just flew there one day and just to see, hey, is this made up or
Is this
real?
real
And
or is this
I'm
made
just
up?
seeing people stream across the border, and I have to say, you know, at least the people that I saw did not look friendly. You know,
These
so
are
people
people.
can look at my video and say, hey,
Yeah.
you know, these people look friendly. I don't look super friendly. So
These are people that
Um,
Elon would not be the same man if he had to walk across the street and look these people in the eye. These are rough people. These are really rough people coming across. And I know rough people. And these are people that we don't want in our country. And, you know, the caravans are
Oh.
coming in and they're putting, and who's doing this are the heads of the countries.
Thanks,
And
Frank.
you would be doing
Yeah.
it, and so would I. And everyone would say, oh, what a terrible thing to say. The fact is, it's brilliant for them because they're taking all of their bad people, really bad people. And I
It's
hate
gotta
to
be
say
nice,
this,
isn't it?
the reason the
be there
numbers
one
are
day.
much bigger than you would think is
Just
they're
to see
also
what's going
taking
on.
their
It's true.
non-productive people. Now, these aren't people that will kill you. We have enough of them, but these are people that are non-productive. They are just not productive. I mean, for whatever reason, they're not
Yeah, yeah.
workers, or they don't want to work, or whatever. And these countries are getting rid
New
of
York City,
non-productive
pretty
people
rough.
in the caravans in many cases. And they're also getting rid of their murderers and their drug dealers and the people that are really brutal people. And they're coming into our country at levels that have never been seen before. And I saw an ad just before I got on the air. I'm walking over here, and I saw an ad by Kamala saying how she is going to provide border security. Where has she been for 3.5 years? For 3.5 years,
Yeah, no, no.
we have 20 million people
I think
poured
is
in. It's a terrible.
Yeah, I think this, frankly, I think this is a fundamental existential issue for the United States.
Yes.
And if we have another 4 more years of open borders, and it's going to be even worse with another 4 more years, it's going to be even worse than it's been for the past 3.5 years. I'm not sure we've got a country.
You don't
left
have a country
at that
left.
point.
Elon, if they get in, you will have 50 to 60 million people from all over the world, not South America only. You know, we think of South America, we think of Honduras and El Salvador, Guatemala, and Mexico, you know, the 4. But it's not that. It's everywhere. They're coming in from everywhere. And I had to stay in Mexico.
I think this is a super important point. Like people, it's like basically when I went down there, I was like, well, where are people from? It's like almost no one was from Mexico.
No, Mexico less.
It's just the border. It's just the border with Mexico. But the people coming in, it's Earth, the rest of Earth, and America is only about 4 or 5% of the population of Earth. It would only take a few percent of the rest of Earth to overwhelm everything.
We're already overwhelmed, Elon. We're overwhelmed. You had to see the news tonight about New York, and I love that place. And what they're doing to it is horrible. What they're doing to it, and all the courts do is they try and focus on Trump. Okay, let's focus on Trump, who did nothing wrong. I complain about a rigged election. Elon, what's happened is unbelievable. You have from Africa. From the Congo, they're coming from the Congo, and 22 people came in from the Congo recently, and they're murderers, and they're dropped. They drop them. They take them out of jails, which is very expensive, to maintain the jails. Although they don't do too much maintaining, I can tell you. But they take them out of jails, prisons. They take them out, and they bring them to the United States. They deposit them in the United States and say, "Don't ever come back, or you're going to be executed." And they don't want to come back. But they won't come back.
Sure.
But they're coming from Africa. They're coming from
trebuchets.
They're coming from the Middle East. They're coming from South America.
Well,
they're coming from everywhere.
Earth, basically.
And there are a lot of really bad ones.
It's just an everywhere on Earth thing, and it's just not possible.
Like, see how close you can get them back to their home country
from Earth, or even a few percent of the rest of Earth. It's just not possible. So,
well, Elon, we're going to have to finish this up. We're going to have the largest deportation in history of this country, and we have no choice. Otherwise, we're going to have a country. What they've done to our country. Think of it, with in Venezuela and in some of these other countries, crime is down 50, 60, 70, 80%. And you would be the same. You would have. I'll tell you what. Venezuela has not gotten rid of all of them. They've gotten rid of about 70% of their really bad people. Their jails are about 50%. Put into the United States. The same with other countries. Some are at 30%, some are at 50%. They're all different. But the bottom line is they're all going to be at 100%. Why wouldn't you put 100% of it? And they're doing it right now while this third-rate phony candidate. Don't forget, I beat
a prison colony.
I beat Biden. He failed in the debate miserably. And, some people said, oh, gee, it's too bad. It's too bad he did so badly, or I did well in the debate. The first night they said, wow, one of the people at CNN said that was the greatest debate performance I've ever witnessed. And then 2 days later, they didn't talk about that. They just said he was bad. But that's okay. That's the way I get treated, and I don't mind that at all. What I can tell you is this. We cannot have a Democrat. We cannot have her. She's incompetent. She's as bad as Biden in a different. Look, she hasn't done an interview since this whole scam started. And say what you want. This was a coup. This was a coup of a president of the United States. He didn't want to leave, and they said, we can do it the nice way, or we can do it the hard way.
They just took him out back behind the shed and basically shot him.
What they did with this guy, and I'm no fan of his, and he was a horrible president, the worst president in history. And one of the reasons he was so bad, first of all, the Israeli attack would have never happened. Russia would never have attacked Ukraine, and we'd have no inflation. And we wouldn't have had the Afghanistan mess, if you think of it. And we wouldn't have had Afghanistan. But we think of
Well,
it.
yeah.
You take a few of those events away, and we have a different world. We would also
Yep.
have
No, you're.
inflation
Yeah.
was caused by oil.
Yeah. No. I think you're making an excellent point here, which is that
There you go.
when other countries can,
I love it. I love that.
are
He has
thinking
my
about
vote. I
invading or
just
doing
need to
bad
chill
things,
out until November and
when they're
pretend
thinking
to
about
help my
that, they're
interest
thinking about,
rates
okay,
in route.
what's the American president going to do? And do they
Exactly.
fear the
Well,
American president, or is it someone they do not respect and do not fear? And I think they would they rightfully be. I mean, look at that.
Oh, he's
The
saying
footage of the
basically they have
assassination.
right. They
Like,
will fear
okay,
you.
uh,
I
President Trump
mean,
is like, don't mess with me. I mean, that's like, whereas I think people are not going to be, and they obviously have not been at all intimidated by Biden, and they certainly will not be intimidated by Kamala. And you have to really
oh
think of that in
God,
the
no.
context of global security. That if the American president is someone that, like, evil dictators are scared of, that makes a huge difference to the security of the world.
So I had a good relationship with Putin, despite the Russia hoax that lasted for over 2 years. Just a hoax created by Hillary Clinton and Adam Shifty Schiff, some just bad people, just sick people, frankly. I mean, Schiff is a sick person. He's going to end up probably being a senator. It's hard to believe. The whole thing is hard to believe. But, they put our country in danger with that stuff, too. They actually, when they make up stories, and you have to fight your way out of it for a long time. But I know Putin very well. I got along with him very well. He respected me, and it's just one of those things. And we would talk a lot about Ukraine. It was the apple of his eye. But I said, don't ever do it. Don't ever do it. I shut down Nord Stream 2. That
that's
was
not
the
why they
big
want
oil
her.
pipeline, the biggest pipeline in the world going all
They
over
want her
Europe. I
because she's
shut it
easy to
down.
control.
Biden came, and then they say,
Yeah.
I loved Russia. I was a friend of Putin, and I loved Russia.
That's
No,
all.
he actually said to me one time, he said, if you're my friend, I'd hate to see you as an enemy. I shut down his pipeline, the biggest pipeline. They were looking at that
Yeah.
to fund, and this pathetic president gets in there. And the first thing he did, one of the early things he did, is he shut down Keystone XL pipeline, which is our pipeline
bad.
that would have employed 48,000 people, pipeline workers. Shuts it down. That was, a massive job
kept people
that
moving
Obama
trucks across the country.
refused to allow.
Yeah.
I allowed it in my first week because it was jobs and it moved oil. And by the way, in a much more environmentally friendly way. It's underground. It's not a truck that catches on fire or a train that catches on fire. But think of it. He shut down the XL pipeline, the Keystone XL pipeline.
Oh, it's
He
not
shuts
going for
that
good.
down, and he
Trust me,
approves
it's
the
not
Russian
going for good.
pipeline.
Yeah, it doesn't make any
Right?
sense. It's like, it's inconsistent. Certainly but I mean, I think it's just worth emphasizing to listeners the immense importance of whether the United States president is intimidating or not intimidating, and how much that matters to global security.
Yeah.
Because
That's
there's
right.
some real tough characters out there, and if they don't think the American president is tough, they will do what they want to do.
I know every one of
and
them.
that puts it puts the
Yeah.
whole world in danger.
Elon, I know every one
It's
of
a
them,
big
and I
deal.
know them well. I know Putin. I know President Xi. I know Kim Jong-un of North Korea. I know every one of them. And let me tell you, people will say, oh, this is terrible. He said, I'm not saying anything good or bad. They're at the top of their game. They're
Right.
tough. They're smart. They're vicious. And they're going to protect their country. Whether they love their country, they probably do.
I'm going to break all of you guys' heart. Every single one of you, I'm about to break your heart. We're going to cover the rest of this tomorrow morning. Come by tomorrow morning. But right now, we're going to be heading over to Valhalla Awaits channel. And it's going to be the Derailed. We're going to have MG Law over there, the expert, Volstorm, and of course, Valhalla Awaits, along with yours truly. I will see you guys over there very shortly. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you never know what we're going to be covering whenever we go over there. You never know. You never know. It could be something completely different and going to be just absolutely insane. Hang with the boys. You know what it's like. Everybody, we will see you. We'll see you very soon. Peace.